You're welcome to the Teju Babyface Mentorship Academy. If you're just joining us, you're welcome to our fourth class or fourth session. And if you're returning as one of our proteges and mentees, I'd like to welcome you back. Well done, kudos. I think that when you discover, when you decide, when you come to the decision or to the knowledge that it is important to get wisdom and knowledge, you're already far ahead of many people in the times in which we live. People don't place a lot of emphasis on information. And it's not something we're just saying. King Solomon said in the book of Proverbs, he said that you must get to the point where wisdom is pleasant to your soul. I tell you, I have been there. I am there right now. You must get to the point where reading, studying a particular subject is pleasant to your soul. You know, you won't like to watch movies again unless movies are your calling. You won't like to listen to music again unless music is, you must get to the point where the pursuit of knowledge is pleasant to your soul. Like fun, where it's like a hobby. But I digress again. That's not even the class for today. You're welcome to the fourth class, like I said. And I hope you have been returning to watch the first couple of classes over and again. It's why we leave them there. It's not only for the views. It is so that you can watch them over and over again. Because as I always say, repetition creates emphasis. And I have messages from my own mentors that I have chewed, eaten, figuratively, metaphorically, over and over again over the years. Pastor Sam has one message. It's called Leadership and Change. Hi! If I've listened to that message once, I've listened to it, I don't know how many times. I've gone to the point where I can say it, I can almost recite it verbatim, word for word. All right, so you're welcome. This is class 4 and secret 27. Now, as you know, I've written the first 23 secrets in my book, The Secrets of the Streets. By this time, if you're a returning student, you already know this. I don't have to tell you this. But I don't take it for granted that there are people joining us every week, and this might be the first thing they see on the YouTube page. So I have to say it. We started a few weeks ago. Class 1 was secret 24. Now, this is the fourth class and secret number 27. The first 23 secrets I wrote in the book, The Secrets of the Streets, 23 Secrets for Achieving Success with Your Talent. And I encourage you to buy the book, order the book to bring you into the full picture of what we're doing here. You cannot miss 23 secrets and just jump in at 24 and really get it. All right? You can order if you're in Nigeria on Konga and Jumia. They will bring it to your doorstep. And you can go to Latana bookshops at Victoria Island or in Victoria Island or on Victoria Island. We just don't say on the island in Lagos like that. You have to go to the island to get it at Latana bookshop. And if you're outside Nigeria, you should get the audiobook or you should go to amazon.com. All right. The lecture is about to start, and as usual, I have to put the pencil away lest I gouge myself in the eye. All right. This lecture is titled The Secret of HEP. Please say HEP. Don't worry. It doesn't make sense to you if you're not Nigerian. Just say it. HEP. Say HEP. All right. HEP. H-E-P or E-P-P, some say it EP without the H. EP. HEP is Nigerian colloquialism, or is a Nigerian colloquialism for the same word that it sounds like, help. H-E-L-P, help. So Nigerians will say, who you help? Who you help? Means just the same thing like it sounds. It means, so who have you helped? Or whom have you helped? Now, this is the secret of HEP, as I said. If there's one issue that I've had to contend with over all others as a mentor, it is the issue of how to get funding or seed money or startup capital to begin to build your business or fuel your dreams or pursue your passions. Basically, how to get the money to begin to fulfill the things you're seeing in your head, the dreams that are burning in your heart and in your mind. Everybody wants to know how they can get the help they need in terms of funding for their dreams. And you are right. You will need help to start. But as a great teacher said many years ago, many of us don't get the help we're looking for because we're asking amiss. In short, we're missing the point of how to ask for help. So, let's get into it. Yes, you will need help. Or yes, you will need help. I have had help in my career and there's no denying it. There is no way I will be where I am right now, or there's no way I could be where I am right now without help. A lot of help, in fact. It was several people over the years who helped us to do nearly everything we've done, including our talk show on TV, the Teju Babyface show, which was what really catapulted the Teju Babyface brand to prominence. So, we've had a lot of help in birthing that show. We had a lot of help in the beginning on every level, from pre-production to production to post-production and editing, and all over the place to broadcast. We've had help. And if you watch the show, you will see me thanking people. Usually at the end, you will see me thank my director, Tadio Gidon, over and over again. A man who is such an ace in the movie industry in Africa that I didn't even have the presence of mind to ask for his help in the beginning. He literally just gave it when I went to him for advice. All I went to Tadio Gidon for in the beginning was just advice as to how to go about the show, because I had no idea how to do a talk show. All those years ago, there was no talk show in Nigeria then on the level on which or at which we wanted to do our show. So I went to Tadio Gidon for advice, just for advice, and I was shocked when he offered the help. And he's been giving the help for years, pro bono. Pro bono meaning free. All right. So I've received help from all places. We have also received help from individuals who gave us money. Yes, money, not just help. They gave us money to record our show when we had nothing to start in terms of money. So again, I repeat, just to really let it sink into your mind, that I've had a lot of help. And it is the same and true for anybody you see who is succeeding on their job, career, or ministry. Everybody needs and has gotten help. Nobody gets there alone. Like I say, I always laugh when I hear people refer to themselves, or people refer to them as self-made. There's nobody who is self-made. There's absolutely, you cannot make yourself. And the fact that you didn't even create yourself is proof enough of that. So it's not a word or phrase that I use. Anyway, I say people who are succeeding have had help, and note, I didn't say the word, I didn't say people who are successful, because I find that most young people, or most people for that matter, equate success with money. Okay? Money can be a key part of success. In fact, it is. But success is not only money. You should ask people who have it and are failures or are miserable. You see, your life is a journey, and you are running a long distance race. Your life is a journey, and you are running a long distance race, a marathon, and not a sprint. We see many signs and practical examples in our daily lives and our experiences, but we somehow detach those things from the universe, the creator, and our lives. For example, you took exams when you were in school regularly, did you not? From one class to another. You had to pass a test and an exam. There were major tests and minor tests. And then you moved again. That is how life is. You are always being tested, constantly. And then when you pass, you are moved on to the next level. And before the next one, the next exam, you are allowed a holiday. Sometimes it's a brief holiday like a midterm, and other times like a long holiday like a summer vacation. It all depends on the level of work you have had to do and the tests you had to take. Anyway, again, that was a digression. I don't know who needed to hear that. Oof, I really don't know who needed to hear that, but it was encouragement for somebody, I'm sure. Whatever you're going through right now is just a test, and when you're done taking the paper, you move on to the next level of life. You take a holiday, you go on vacation, you put your feet up, metaphorically, on a beach, you sip piña colada and cocktails, and then you have a good time if you have been diligent. Anyways, back to the point we were making. Everybody needs help, and all successful and succeeding people have had help. That is why Africans point out that you need two hands to effectively carry a load. And believe me, your destiny and calling are a load. I can just hear somebody saying, or some people saying, and rejecting it. No, my destiny is not a load. I reject it. You can reject it all you want, but it is true. Your destiny is a load. Even Jesus said it. The only thing he said was that you should carry his own load because it was far better on account of the fact that it was light and easy. My burden is light and my yoke easy. Your destiny is a load. And the proof of the fact that you haven't come into your calling is that you are finding it difficult to agree. If you don't agree, that is. Don't worry. You will find out because you will come into your destiny. Amen? Amen. So, now that you know you require help, and you didn't need me to tell you that really. I mean, you already knew that. I should let you know important stuff. And so if you want to start writing now. People will not help you just because you asked. We're getting there now. Let me say that again because it is key. People will not help you just because you asked. Most of us seem to think that assistance or help in life is a game of luck and roulette, like a roulette. It is like we believe that it works on the law of averages and numbers. So we might as well ask as many people as we can find, because sooner or later, if we keep asking for help, somebody will help. So, how is that working out for you so far? I know that in my book, I said ask, do not beg. And this doesn't change anything. I hope you have bought the book and read it, by the way. If you haven't, you're like somebody who has missed a lot of classes. No matter how brilliant you are, you won't be able to put the lessons in context. Buy and read the book after this lesson. So, in my book, I pointed out that begging was asking for help without having or offering anything in return. And conversely, asking is soliciting assistance but having an offering value. You know what? The written word is powerful. So open to that page, get your book, and let's read a line together. If you must go and get your book from the library, pause this video, go get your book, come back, and let's read together. If your book is at your, what Yoruba people call a rowoto, where your hands can reach it easily, it is page 182, and we're going to read a few lines, just a few really. Page 182, yes, the secret of titration. And we're going to read the last 3 paragraphs. So let's go. There's a highlighted version before it. And this is what I actually said. I start from the highlight, page 182. Read with me. When you need help to fulfill your entertainment or career dreams, ask, do not beg. It may not be obvious to you, but there is a marked difference between begging and asking. One of my mentors qualifies beggars with a definition that is as amusing as it is apt. A beggar is someone who wants something for nothing. You know the type. Someone who wants to get help or favors and neither has nor is willing to give anything in return. So that's what we define begging as in the book. Now, if you consider it carefully, you will see that actually, with both actions, asking and begging, you are actually truly asking. Think about it. Asking is not an action in the true sense of the word. All that is just semantics. And when we say ask and do not beg, asking is not really an action. Asking is not a verb in this case. Asking is a noun. Because the truth is that you can still ask and be begging. Or rather, you can ask and still be begging, which is what most people do. What they call asking for help is begging, if you go by our definition, because they offer nothing in return. And that is why it is frustrating when people send us mails and messages asking for all sorts of things. Help me with school fees, help me find a job, I want to perform on your show, and so on. They just don't get it. Unless you're going to a charity organization or an institution set up to do a particular kind of charitable work, people are not going to help you just because you asked. And if they do, it is just an exception to the regular principles of life. And you won't get to the top that way unless you master the secret we're teaching today. Look. Get me right. I am not opposed to helping people. It's one of the secrets of success in life. Get me right. I am not opposed to helping people. It's one of the secrets of success in life. You have to give. I believe I've taught that. You must give. But you help to get people out of a pinch. There are people who have real challenges in life. People who have real challenges. And you're supposed to give to them to get them through that period. The problem is that a lot of people have turned it into an institution, and that won't work. I'll say that again. Even if, and even when somebody has pity on you because God touched their heart and they gave you help, the kind of help and assistance you get from things like that is just manna, something to get you by in the meantime. Unless you master the secret we're teaching here today, you will come back to that point, the point of begging, sooner rather than later. Haven't you ever wondered why some people always seem to be broke? Always asking for help, assistance. If it is not school fees, then it is rent. If it is not rent, then it is medical assistance. If it is not that, it is something else. And the really puzzling part, the really interesting part about it is that not all of them are lazy as far as working hard goes. But you will soon learn in life, if you haven't learned already, that it is not enough to work hard. The hardest workers are not the most successful people. In fact, somebody put it to me once like this. He said that unless they are careful and give themselves to wisdom, the laborers who build the house or who build a house are not the ones who eventually live in the house when the house is completed. Have you ever noticed that? Please allow me to spend a few more seconds on that point. I like that point. See, you can't afford to live your life like a lottery. God didn't design your life that way, where you will just be begging and asking for assistance and hoping that one day the ball will fall in the square you have chosen on the blackjack or roulette or table, whatever they call that round thing at the casino, and you will suddenly become rich. Think about it. Have you ever seen anybody who begged their way to success? Who begged and begged and begged so much and they became rich for life? There are secrets and principles in life that guarantee success. Life is not just luck like that. You are not going to beg your way or ask for assistance into success. And you know who I blame though? The people I really blame. I blame the Yoruba people or Africans generally. We come from cultures that teach us that success in life is predestined and that you can do nothing to change it. So just fold your arms and be begging. And if God has predestined that you will make it, then you will. And conversely, if God has predestined that you won't make it, then there's nothing you do or nothing you can do to become successful in life. My people call it kadara, destiny. And our songs are replete with that. Permit me to sing a few, just to get in the groove. Groove, I meant not groove. That's why I had to drink water. In the groove. Nini owo ẹ̀dá ṣebí kádàrá ni, àìní owó ẹ̀dá ṣebí kádàrá ni. Ọlọ́run má ṣe wá ní kòsíkòsí, èyí tó ṣiṣẹ́ tí kò lówó lọ́wọ́. That's Yinka Ayefele, big brother, I love him. And then we move on to the next one. For those of you who don't like juju music, kìràkìtà ò dọ́là, ká ṣiṣẹ́ bí ẹrú, ìyẹn ò dá nǹkan kan. Wọ́n dogun lónìí, wọ́n dọ̀gbọ̀n bó bá dọ̀la ohun gbogbo lọ́wọ́ orí ni. Gbogbo iṣẹ́ tí mo bá ṣe ni mo fàlùbáríkà sí, ó yá támúra wà wálé gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́. But is that what they are really saying? Are they really saying that hard work, no matter how hard you work, you will never be successful if it has been predestined that you will be poor? I doubt it. Because some of them really clarify it. Kìràkìtà ò dọ́là o. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ bí ẹrú ó dá nǹkan Olúwa ní gbé ni ga. Kìràkìtà ò dọ́là láyé, orí tí ó là ní kì í dẹ́rù pa ni ó ti dájú. That's Chief Commander Ebenezer Obi. If you check it and you have wisdom, what the Africans are really saying is that it is not hard work alone by itself that leads to success. All success lies with God or providence, which means that God will tell you what to do part time. He will tell you what principles to apply, what secrets to apply, and then you apply it with dedication and hard work, and you get results. That's what it means. So you must understand the principle I am postulating here. Are you ready? Write this down, please. People will only give you the help you need when you give them value or they have seen you adding value somewhere. I will say that again. People will only give you the help and assistance you need when you give them value or they have seen you adding value somewhere. Let me put it another way if you're writing, a shorter way, a more direct way. People will only help you because you gave them value directly or indirectly. Simple. What this means is that people will only give you the help you need because you gave them some value directly through a service or product, or they witnessed you giving value somewhere and they enjoyed, appreciated, and benefited from your service. That means to say they were secondary or indirect beneficiaries of the value you gave. And this is one of the reasons why King Solomon said, whatever your hands find to do, do it well. Of course, in that part of the Bible, he qualified it by saying that because there is no work in the grave where you're going. But it's a principle that can be applied many ways because it is sound. Whatever your hands find to do, do it well because you never know who is watching. I am telling you, you never know who is watching you at any point in time, even when you feel you are not making impact. For example, we never knew the impact that our talk show, the Teju Babyface show, had on people until we stopped a few years ago. You remember that time when we stopped? The going was always so difficult. I mean, I just got tired. We were always working hard. No matter what we did, all we got was just, I like your show. I like your show. We weren't seeming to even break even. Always working. So one day I just got tired. I said, you know what? I have had enough. Especially since at that time, it was when I discovered this calling of my life, what I consider my true calling. I just discovered then that I was called to mentor and lead and teach, and that my calling in life was not to be a stand-up comedian, which was how I started the talk show. So, I just stopped the show. We pulled our talk show off the TV stations. The public outcry had to be seen and heard to be believed. People took it personal everywhere I went. Some people even got to asking me, how dare you stop that show? It was amazing. From all levels of society, from the truly rich to the middle class to the poor, everywhere I went. How dare you stop that show? My wife loves that show. My father loves that show. My children love that show. From all levels of society. It got so loud that I had to stop many times. I said to myself, so this many people were watching us? And as we do, regardless of how many people subscribe, and as we do this, based on the lessons I've learned from that, regardless of how many people subscribe or how many views I see in our records, I know that I'm reaching at least thrice the number of people I can see registered. In fact, that will be a good mantra for you to adopt. There are more eyes on you when you're performing service than you can see. Whenever you are working, multiply the number of people you're serving directly by 3. That is actually closer to the number of people observing you. Be diligent at work. No matter how much you hate your current endeavor or how much you consider that it is beneath you, be diligent. We have established already that providence is watching you. Life is watching you. And because it is people that God uses to bless us, that means that people too are watching, and the people will decide whether to bless you. And which is why I always say this to people. Please, you need to pay attention now if your attention has been divided. I cannot say this loudly. In fact, when I was writing my notes for this, I wrote this part in caps. Do not beg for tips from people you have served or are serving. I'll say that again. Please, I beg you, do not beg for tips or money from people you have served or are serving. This culture of begging, Baba, find something for us now, Baba, find something for your boys, Baba, we'll do weekend now, Baba, something. This culture of begging that has permeated our country is sad and deplorable. You mean you can't serve someone at a party or open the door or sell gas or petrol without begging? Look, let me tell you something. Every time you perform a service that you are receiving remuneration or salary for, and you beg the customer for money, it is your reward that you have received like that. That 1,000 naira they gave you, or 500 naira, or $1, or $5, that is the entirety of your reward you have received. You are getting nothing else from life and from providence. This culture of begging is killing you. You don't know. And it is so common now that every time you actually see somebody who performs a service without asking for money, You are almost shocked. Then you can imagine how much more shocking it is when you actually offer somebody money and they refuse. Somebody did something, somebody performed a service in Nigeria, and you offer them money, and they say, no, don't worry, sir. You are shocked. Look, some guys came to our house to do a service recently. They work for a public company, and they came to our house over a period of 3 consecutive days to do the work. When they were leaving, I decided to offer them something for minerals. That's what we call soda around here, soft drinks. We call them minerals, which is a euphemism for a tip or gratuity, minerals. A euphemism we use to couch our corrupt nature. Who even came up with that word or that statement? Take something for minerals. So that even though you are doing your job that you are being paid for, I am obligated to give you something at the end of the service you performed, even if the service was deplorable, even if you didn't do your job well. And the thing is so strong around here that even those of us who should know better, we feel a burden to always give a tip, lest the people go around saying we are stingy. Lest they go around telling people that, we are frugal. The way we say it in my language in Lagos, we say, lawo, which literally means in Yoruba, or which means in English, that your palm is bunched up in a fist. Your palm is not open, and so you don't give. Lawo. There are other names. They say you are akagum. Akagum is one of the strongest gums in Africa. They mean to say that once money reaches your hand, it sticks to your hand like gum, like glue, like the strongest glue, and you don't give it. It is such a heavy social burden, conditioned by the poverty around, so that you actually need to be delivered from that mindset. Yes, you the giver. Even I am still working on it. Now don't get me wrong again. It is not bad to tip people. But the institution of tipping, so to speak, was born with the idea that when people do work for you, when they do meritorious service, if they impress you, then you give them something to appreciate them. But we have taken it the wrong way. As far as we're concerned, whenever we work, whether we do it well or we don't do it well, the person owes us something, or the person is a stingy person. Even when you are collecting your salary and you have done rubbish. So for doing nothing around here, people just expect you to dash them money. Anyway, back to my story. So for doing nothing. So I offered the guys from the service company, the guys who came to my house 3 days in a row, something for minerals. They turned it down. I was profoundly shocked. They wouldn't accept it. They told me, no, sir, we're just doing our jobs. I was so impressed with them. But that wasn't the best part. Nah. A few days later, another set of guys from another unit of the same company came to my house just once. They came to inspect the service that those ones had done. They didn't offer any service. They just came to see what those ones had done and reported in the office. And after inspecting and going, hey, Baba, find something for us now. Baba, find something for your boys. I was so disgusted. You need to stop begging. Anyway, back to our point. So people help you when you present your case to them, when you ask for assistance, not because of what you are saying in the moment, but because of what they have perceived about you. Please write that down now. I will say it again. Write it down as I'm about to say it again. Stick it on the headboard of your bed or on the mirror in the bathroom so that you can see it every day when you go to bed or every time when you go to brush your teeth. Don't bother to rewind. I'll say it again. People help you when you present your case to them, Not because of what you're saying in the moment, but because of what they have perceived about you already. I'll say it another way. It is not really what you're saying in the moment that moves people to help you. It is their snap judgment based on the little they know or have perceived about you already. And this is why when you stand in front of successful people to ask for something or to present your case, most times they always seem to be impatient and ask you to quickly get to the point. It is not because they don't have time, even though that is true. The main reason they tell you to get to the point quickly is because they have already made up their minds as to whether they are going to help you or not. So they just need you to quickly get to the point where you state exactly what you want, so that they can either help you or kick you out. And this is why begging does not work. It is not in the passion with which you beg. It is not in the, oh, please help me. It's not in the groveling. It's not in the, oh, my children. That's not it. People who are going to help you, the moment you open your mouth, they already know where you're going and they want you to speak, and they have made up their minds whether they're going to offer you the help or not. And so, the next question you may be thinking of asking is, but what if they have not been anywhere around where I was offering service for them to measure whether I have value or not? What if I just met, say, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, or Dr. Mike Adenuga, the richest man in Africa, and this is my first meeting, and I need their help because I've been told that opportunity comes but once, and this one that I'm seeing them for the first time, I may as well hold on to them and ask. If after all I have said, you are still asking that question, you have a long way to go. Wisdom should have told you in everything. Wisdom should have told you in everything that I have said that you should not walk up to people whom you have just met, people who don't know you, for help. Let me say it again so that you can write it down, and for emphasis, I'll say it again. Do not ask people who don't know you or whom you have just met for help. Your chances of being told no are high. I know they have said that if you're told no, it's not a big deal, and no doesn't show on your head. Actually, it does. You have a life force. You are giving resource per time, emotional energy per time. God measures it out to you. He knows per time or beforehand the number of no's you're going to get. Tell me, believe it or not, you can tell me the truth. Every time somebody tells you no, doesn't it take something out of you? So hearing no is actually a problem. People should not deceive you and tell you that when you hear no, then it takes nothing from you. It does take something from you. So don't ask people whom you don't know or people you have just met for help. Your chances of being told no are very high. They have no reference point for you. And there are many people within their circle of influence and acquaintances already that need help. So that even if they want to offer assistance to anybody, it won't be you who they don't know. Or as we say from here, you that they don't know from Adam. Please, listen to what I said as we round up. I didn't say don't ask people you don't know for help. I said don't ask people who don't know you. And if you're forced to by circumstances, then understand that it is a one-time thing only. Again, there are exceptions to every rule in life. So I'm not saying it is an impossibility to get help from people who don't know you. But by and large, those kind of things happen once in a while. There are exceptions to the rule, and most importantly, while they may get you out of a pinch, you cannot build long-lasting and a successful career that way. You can't build a long-lasting and successful career that way. Not even if you are a professional beggar. Not even if begging is your work. All right. I could keep going round and around and around on that one point, but I think you get it. We will continue from here next class. I was going to tell you a story of how this played out in my life experientially, and that is why I have the grace to teach this. When you're a teacher, when you're a mentor, you have grace on two levels. You have the grace to teach it by providence and by revelation. You got it. You don't know how you got it. You just got it. You received it. And you know that it is the word. Because when it enters your life, it does something to you. You know. So on one hand, as a teacher, you have to receive revelation from providence. The other one is you have to have lived it experientially. One of the teachers whom I admire the most said once, I don't practice what I preach. It suggests that I preach it, then I go and practice it. He said, I preach what I have practiced. I like that one. What I am telling you, I have lived experientially. And that is what I will tell you in the next class. When we wanted to start the Teju Babyface show, we had almost nothing. And somehow, we asked for and found the help and assistance to do it. How? That's the story I will share in the next class on Monday. So do not miss it. So that's that for now. Please leave your comments below in the comment sections, even your questions. I have decided that there is no need to send me an email, because if I answer your question there in the mailbox, only you see it, no other person. But if I answer here, then everybody, all the subscribers and mentor and mentees can see it, and people can benefit from it. But if the question is very personal and deep, then write to me at questions@tejubabyface.org. Questions is plural, not question. Questions@tejubabyface.org. Please, when I say deeply personal, I must plead with you again. Don't write me to ask me for help. This is your CV. You want to perform on our show. You want to go to school. I don't know you. You've just missed the whole point of at this point, I'm depressed. If that's what you are intending to do at this point, in Yoruba they call it akogba. You are not taking what I know you won't do that anyway. I know you won't do that. All right, so write to questions@tejubabyface.org. Don't use mentor@tejubabyface.org again. That one is meant for registration strictly. I may not see your question. Now remember to subscribe to this channel below before you go. And if you haven't, do it now. And also like the video by clicking the thumbs up button. It is the least you can do. This class comes to you free. Have a great day, and I will see you next class. God bless you. Bless you.